biggest lie in eFootball is that you need epic cards to win. Everywhere you go, it's the same thing. Big-time cards, blitz curlers, full epic squads just running through people like it's nothing. And yeah, I'm not even going to lie to you. Those cards are insane. They feel smoother. They move different. Sometimes it honestly feels like the game is on their side. But here's the part nobody really talks about. There are free players sitting right there in your club that can actually compete. Not the same, not identical, but good enough to still cook. And in this video, we're putting them head to head. Not to prove they're equal, but to show you something way more important. You don't need to spend to build a dangerous team. Let's start with one of the most broken cards in the game. Big-time Cristiano Ronaldo. You already know what this card does. You don't even need to play well sometimes. Just get the ball into the box and somehow, some way, Ronaldo is there. Header, goal, rebound, goal, half chance, still a goal. It's like the game is programmed for him to score. His movement is ridiculous. His finishing is automatic. And in clutch moments, he just shows up. Now let's compare him to his free alternative, which is free epic Gabriel Batistuta. And instantly, you can feel the difference. Batistuta doesn't have that same aura. He's not making those crazy intelligent runs every single time. He doesn't feel as smooth on the ball either. But here's where people mess up. They write him off too quickly. Because Batistuta is one of those strikers where if you play to his strengths, he becomes a problem. If you give him space in the box, it's over. If you let him shoot, it's over. He's strong, he's clinical, and he doesn't need 5 chances to score. No, he's not Ronaldo, but if you know how to use him, you're still scoring goals consistently. Now let's talk about a card that honestly feels unfair sometimes. 109 epic Johan Cruyff. This guy doesn't run, he glides. Everything about him is just smooth. The way he turns, the way he finds space, the way he just appears in dangerous positions out of nowhere. It feels effortless. You don't even have to force anything with Cruyff. The game just flows through him. And then his free alternative is 103 Showtime Kevin De Bruyne. Completely different type of player. De Bruyne is not gliding past defenders. He's not dancing through midfield like Cruyff. But what he does instead, he controls everything. He's the kind of player where one pass, just one, can break an entire defense. Through balls, perfect. Crosses, dangerous. Long shots, deadly. He's not flashy in the same way, but he's effective. Cruyff makes the game look easy. De Bruyne makes the game work. And if you build your team around him properly, he can run your entire attack. Now this one right here, this is where things get scary. 107 Blitz Curler Del Piero. If you've used this card, you already know. Cut inside, finesse shot, goal. It's honestly broken. There are moments where you don't even think. You just shoot, and you already know it's going in. That's how dangerous he is. But then there's 103 free Blitz Curler Neymar. His free alternative, also with Blitz Curler. But this is where the difference shows. Del Piero is clinical. Neymar? He's chaos. With Neymar, you're not just looking for that one perfect shot. You're dribbling, you're skilling, you're confusing defenders, you're creating moments. Yeah, he might not score every single finesse like Del Piero, but he gives you something else, unpredictability. And in a football, that alone can win you matches. Now let's talk about goalkeepers, because this one is always controversial. 107 epic Peter Cech. Safe, reliable, consistent. He's that goalkeeper where you feel comfortable, you trust him. When the opponent shoots, you're not panicking, because you know there's a good chance he saves it. Then you have 101 Courtois. And this guy, he's weird. Sometimes he looks average, like really average. Then out of nowhere, like he pulls off one of the craziest saves you've ever seen. It doesn't even make sense. It's like he decides when he wants to be world class. Is he as consistent as Cech? No. But can he win you games? 100%. And sometimes, that's enough. Defensively, this is where the gap feels the biggest. 105 epic Maldini. This guy doesn't make mistakes. His positioning is perfect. His tackles are clean. He's always exactly where he needs to be. Using Maldini feels like you've solved defending. And then you bring in Zanetti. He's not as dominant. He's not as perfect. But what he gives you is something different. Energy, movement, versatility. Zanetti is always active, always chasing, always involved. He might not feel like a wall like Maldini, but he's reliable. And in tight matches, that reliability matters. Then you have 105 epic Roberto Carlos. Speed, power, insane shots. Every time he goes forward, it feels dangerous. And those long-range strikes? Yeah, we don't even need to talk about that. Now compare that to 100 Club Pack Theo Hernandez, his free alternative. Theo doesn't have that same legendary presence. But in gameplay, he's very effective. Fast, strong, aggressive going forward. He fits perfectly into modern playstyles. You might not score screamers like Roberto Carlos, but you're still getting impact from that left side. Now time for midfield battles. This is where 105 epic Vieira comes in. And honestly, he's a monster. He wins everything, physically dominates, breaks up play like it's nothing. You feel him in the game. Now 101 Club Pack Tchouaméni his free alternative. He's quieter, less aggressive, less flashy, but very solid. He reads the game well, intercepts passes, and holds his position. He's not going to bully players like Vieira, but he will do his job. And sometimes, that's exactly what your team needs. Then there's 105 Epic Beckham. Passing, crossing, set pieces, everything is just perfect. You don't even think. You just pass, and it lands exactly where it should. And you have his free alternative Trent, he's the modern version. More mobile, more involved. Maybe not as iconic in how he feels, but still very effective. He delivers, simple as that. And finally, Van Basten, pure class. Everything he does is clean, smooth, efficient. He doesn't waste chances. Then you have his free alternative Erling Haaland. Complete opposite energy. No elegance, no smoothness, just power. Direct runs, aggressive movement, strong finishing. It's chaos, but it works. Different styles, same result. Goals. So what's the conclusion? Are these free players as good as the Epic cards? No. Let's be honest. Epics feel better. They perform better. They're more consistent. But that doesn't mean you can't compete. Because if you understand your players, if you play to their strengths, if you build your team properly, you can still win. You can still dominate. You can still cook. And that's what makes this game interesting. It's not just about who has the best cards. It's about who uses what they have the best. So next time you come up against a full Epic squad, don't panic. Don't back out. Because your team, yeah, it might be free, but it's not weak. And on the right day, with the right gameplay, you can still destroy them.